Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, my name's Joe, and this channel was all about ADHD. It's now more about how I'm using certain tools to better my life, really. I've had a number of failed relationships, and I had some work to do. I had some deeper work on some childhood trauma that I needed to get through just to be the best version of me that I can be. So I have a happy and healthy relationship in the future. So today we're going to talk about breathwork. Now, breathwork is similar to meditation, but it's very powerful. Now, I'm someone who has been quite emotionally blunt over the years. Yeah, I'll describe myself as emotionally blunt. And that meant that I wasn't even registering my emotions a lot of the time. I was putting them to the back of my brain, not registering them. All I was doing was, if I was overwhelmed, I would run away from situations. But I've been on this journey now, and you see from my other videos, of being there more for myself. But I'm with a coach called Dan Lunn. He's incredible. And one day I had a lot of thoughts and emotions about a certain situation that I've been in recently. And it was quite consuming. Have you ever been there? I'm sure you've had these thoughts and feelings that you just can't let go of. And I've always struggled with those. Now, I use that in past tense because I'm a lot better now. But at the time, I was going over and over and over this same scenario, and I just couldn't fathom it out. I was just kept going over and over it. And he said to me, right, I'm going to give you this breath work. Now, this breath work is done on YouTube. So you basically lay down, and what you do, you get into a bit of a relaxed state initially, and then you do breathing. And the breathing is in three parts. So when you meditate, the breathing will be through your nose, out through your mouth. And when you go out through your mouth, you release the tension. With breath work, it actually is meant to release like DMT within your own body. And it does, you do get a bit of an outer body experience. But what you do, you breathe in through your mouth into the belly, and then again up, bring it up to your chest, and then you exhale all through your mouth. And you do that so it all flows, there's no gaps. And you keep doing that, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it. And then you get to the end, then you do some holds for a minute and a half. And you do that for 3 rounds. But before I get into that, we'll talk about how to set this up. So whenever you're doing any meditation or breath work, treat it seriously. You're about to deep dive into your brain. You're going to release some energy, some emotion. Treat yourself well before you do it. I always do half an hour without social media. I do it when I'm in a nice state, when I'm not stressed, overwhelmed with anything. Well, obviously you're doing it to release a bit of an overwhelm, but I'm not particularly like stressed out in that moment. Yeah, and I like to get off social media. I'll go for a walk. And when I'm on that walk, I'm not texting people back. I'm not consuming myself with other people. I'm not distracting myself. I'm just going out, and I'm just sitting in my thoughts. And I'm, if I have any sort of negative thoughts, or like thoughts of maybe previous relationship or previous argument, I just try and get rid of them, try and push them along, or I just try and be empathetic to myself. But just try and be grateful. Just get out, just breathe, just like be grateful for being you, being alive. It sounds a bit spiritual, woo-woo, but that's what I do. I mean, do what you need to do. But just don't be all distracted and have your mind cluttered before you go into it. Now, you go through the phases that I said. So you lay down. They'll get you breathing through your nose, out through your mouth for a little bit, just to get yourself nice and relaxed. Then you'll go through, I can't think what it's called, it's sequential breathing, I'm not sure, but it's all in one part. So it's into your belly, into your chest, in one movement though. Like that, constantly. And you'll do that for about, I think it's about 3 to 4 minutes, and then you'll do some holds. And just listen to the guys, they'll guide you through it. And honestly, at some points you won't feel your hands. Some people get like cramps in their legs. It's a crazy feeling, but it puts you in this lovely state. And then at the end, they'll do a bit of meditation with you. And the first time I did it, I was holding on to all these thoughts. Honestly, they was going round and round in my brain for a good week. And I just could not shift them. In my logical part of my brain, I knew the answer. I knew why it happened. In my subconscious, I just couldn't get rid of it. I was told after you did this meditation, this breathwork, to sit down and journal. But after it, I didn't feel like anything released. I didn't know anything released. Now, some people do. I've actually been to a workshop and people are crying. People get like massive releases from this. So you might get it in the moment. I think this is where my like brain, I'm still not quite there when I'm feeling things actually in the moment. It's taken me a while to build up to that place. But anyway, I sat down and I thought, well, I've got nothing to journal about because I didn't really feel anything. You know, it was a good experience. I felt lighter. I just felt lighter, to be honest. I went for a walk and then I come back and I sat down and I thought, wow, that situation that I was thinking about, and I had loads of mixed thoughts. Some of it was positive, some of it was negative. All of it was gratitude. It all just turned into being grateful for that person, for that situation, for the experience it gave me. It was crazy. And this is somebody that at the time, this was really early on in my process of bettering myself in my coaching journey. This was really, really early on. At the time, I couldn't be there for myself. I couldn't regulate my own emotions. And I did this and boom, they went. It was mad. It really was crazy. And now I can use it. So, for instance, I don't really drink a lot, but this weekend I went out and got drunk. So on Monday, I just felt like I wasn't in tune with myself like I have been the last few months. So I took some time, I did some meditations. I did a lot of gratitude meditations because I like that happy feeling. I like just start thinking about things that make me happy. And then I did some breath work. And it got me just back in the zone straight away. Like I was feeling a lot more grounded again. I was feeling a lot more in tune with myself. So yeah, it's really, really powerful stuff. Just do it. Don't overdo it though. You know, use it sparingly. Like I wouldn't say do it more than once every 4 or 5 days. Ideally once a week, maybe once even every 2 or 3 weeks. But it's such a good way of releasing that emotion you just can't get rid of. There's a guy called Breathing with Sandy, I think his name is. Let me just quickly check. A bit unprofessional, but I'm going to have a look on here quickly, just so I definitely get it right. Breath with Sandy. Go on there. They're about 40 minutes. And if it's any sort of breath work, he does a lot of meditations as well, but it's the breath work ones you want to do. They are quite intense. You will get a dry mouth because it's a lot of breathing in your mouth. Like I say, some people get hand cramps. The first time I actually did it, I got very cold. I was in actually a bit of a cold room and it was a bit hard for me to focus properly. So be wary of that. Also, I didn't go to the toilet before and then it was on my mind that my bladder was getting quite full. So just do all the good work. Do that half an hour for yourself before you go into it. Make sure you've been to the toilet. Make sure you've got a blanket to hand. He does actually say a lot of this in the meditation. And yeah, go with it. Honestly, it's powerful stuff. Really, really powerful stuff. And if you're anything like me, you might not get a realisation of the impact it's had right away. But just go with it. You might be lucky enough. Like I say, I've been to workshops, been to little mini retreats where there's people crying. And they've let it all out. They woke up from it after the meditations, had like streaming tears down their eyes. But yeah, just go through it. It'll talk you through it because your body does fight back a bit against it because you're going into the deep stuff here. You're getting into the deeper parts of your brain. But it's so good. So good, honestly. Incredible stuff. Right, you've listened to me ramble on for nearly 10 minutes, so I appreciate you. Do all the good YouTube stuff, like, comment, share, subscribe. And if you've got any comments, anything that I haven't quite covered very well, or you just want to say something down below, please do. And I'll get back to you all. Thank you very much.